Welcome to Neon Cobra's 5-minute flash community interview. Today, I am graced by Tim Golden, CEO and founder of Compliance Scorecard and the Global Technology Industrial Association member of the Cybersecurity Global Task Force, formerly CompTIA. That is definitely a mouthful.
It is a
I'm,
mouthful for sure.
I'm glad I was able to get that off. So, from the top, we had a chance to talk about what this 5-minute flash interview is. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right, let's start it up. Elevator pitch yourself as a person and your passions.
Hey, good afternoon, fellow MSPs and technology specialist. Tim Golden, founder, CEO of Compliance Scorecard, where we help you have the risk conversation with your customers. As somebody that's been in the GRC space for 20 plus years and have lived and felt that pain day in and day out, like you and our fellow MSP community, it is my life goal to teach the next generation of MSPs, just like you, so that you can learn from the things that I stumbled through over the last 20 years and help you avoid stumbling through those things as well.
Amazing. What's one thing you love?
Oh, besides my family and, well,
That's a
right,
valid answer.
right. But in addition to loving my family and our used to be our dogs, I had a great passion for photography. Had my own
Really?
photography business for years. And, the tech stuff, building a company has kind of overshadowed and overtaken
Right.
that. So, yeah, I've always had a passion for, capturing those special moments in time for other families.
Amazing. One interesting fact about yourself.
Yeah, that's one that I always struggle with. And how deep do I go on that? I would say that I have been described as somebody that can take things from a 10,000-foot view and be able to explain them down into the micro little instance, the ability to understand big complex things
Hmm.
and bring them down into a level that others can understand. I would say the interesting fact in there is that I'm able to take complex stuff, break it down into relatable terms for those that I tend to engage with.
Fantastic. What got you into the field?
Oh my gosh. So I don't know, back up to 19, I won't say this date time frame because that'll then make me sound wicked old. Um, but I had like a passion for ripping stuff apart and putting it back together. As a
Mm,
kid, my grandfather gave me my first dual cassette deck. I loved making mixtapes, but I also wanted to know how the darn thing worked. So I'd rip it apart, put it back together, and find extra pieces. Out of
as long
that,
as it still
fast
worked.
forward,
Yeah.
yeah, out of that, fast forward into ripping computers apart, putting them back together and building them. And I sold my first computer, my 386. I was very excited. Cost me like $1 million+ and hours
Yeah.
to build, and I sold it for nothing and made no money and realized there's probably more money in coding than there was in building hardware. And so I, started my passion back then in writing code, building a bulletin board system here, and connecting with others in an online environment and building community
Mm,
around that.
kind of missed those BBSs.
Yeah, I actually just
One.
had another interesting fact. If I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
how you slice this up, but I no longer consume alcohol, but
Mm.
as a personal choice. But prior to that, I am a certified bourbon steward. Certified from
Ooh.
the bourbon
Yeah.
trail, blah blah blah. I have all the the training from how to smell it to how to understand it to how to taste it, like certified bourbon
Oh man.
steward, because I had planned on leaving this space and starting my own distillery. But life happens.
All right, we've got a minute, so let's see if we can get through these quick. One thing you wish you knew 3 years ago.
Probably better at sales.
Always improving that one for sure. What changes do you wish to see in the industry?
For MSPs to actually understand how to have that risk conversation with their customer
Right.
and become
Excellent.
the trusted resource.
Fantastic. And just under the wire, what's one book you'd recommend to anyone? Doesn't necessarily have to be
Radical
industry
candor.
related. Radical
Radical
candor.
candor.
Fantastic. And just with 30 seconds left, we were able to make it through. We've got a lot of tidbits that I want to dive into. So make sure you join us for the post interview section.